Okay.
electronic.
Okay, so we're gonna open up the public hearing for the budget for 2024. I think the first thing I should do is let people know the changes from the preliminary that we had before. We had a couple new things come up. One was an email I received from the Office of the Aging. They'd like to bring back the senior bus 2 times a month for 2024. It won't be done the same as it was in the past, where we're billed and then we're reimbursed for half. This time, it's a straight cost of $2,000 for the year. We don't have to apply for any kind of reimbursement, we just pay the $2,000 and then they'll send a bus up. What they're going to do now is have 2 towns share to do it at the same time to bring the cost down. And it's going to the county budget for approval, probably, I think, November 17th. So I made the change in here. So there is no revenue on the revenue line for Office of the Aging anymore, but there is the cost for the 2,000.
$2,000, that's a lot cheaper than what we did. We were at 7,500 and more.
Right, but we did get money back, back then.
Good.
And I also wanted to add a senior activity night here at the town hall 2 times a month. I wanted to order some like card tables
Yeah.
with chairs, and I wanted to get handicap accessible ones. They're a little bit longer and a little bit higher to be wheelchair accessible. So I put $1,500 in for that. This set of table and 4 chairs is $300. So if you, I don't know if you want to do that. That's just something I put $1,500 more in there for that. And that's really the only change that happened to this budget. But the other thing I did want to talk about for the future for next year, there's a grant for the fire department, and that is for, to fight wildfires, and you can also use it to get firefighting hand tools, personal protective equipment, portable pumps. There's lots of things they can use for that, and the grant is $5,000. It requires $2,500 from where the grant is coming from, DEC, and then a match. And so I would put in, I didn't put it in here because I'd like to take that from fund balance, because I don't know if that's really gonna happen. I don't know if they're gonna be approved or not. But if they are approved, I would like to be able to have your approval to match it for $2,500 out of fund balance. Okay. That was really the only changes that we made to it. On the last page, where you have your second to the last page, the summary. I have 3 lines there, the tentative, what the tax rate would have been, the preliminary and the modified preliminary. So to add that money in for the senior bus, it equals 20 cents per 1,000 extra, so it's not really a lot. We are still under the tax cap by $4,206, which we can carry over into next year. And that will bring our tax rate to 7.239 per 1,000. So I'll open it up to the public floor. If you have any questions?
Not on the budget.
No? Okay. Well, then our discussion on the budget is over. Do you think that we could move this to an adopted budget at this time then?
Yeah.
Is there any requirement on how many votes we need to adopt this budget?
Ooh, maybe we better check. I don't know.
I don't know if it's
Let me grab
majority
mine.
or all, or I don't know what the rule is.
That's a good question. I'm not.
You wanna take a minute and
Yeah, I'll
get
grab
your
the
book? Just so we do it right. I mean, you know,
I think I have to take the like.
we have a meeting next week, we can open
Yeah, we
it then.
can bring stuff up, but, there's some stuff in it, like I said before, there's some things you can agree on, some things but you gotta vote on the whole budget. There's a couple of things that next year we're gonna have to address,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, some of the wages.
I have to hear from Pat about that garbage truck so we could start
Garbage
using
truck,
it.
I don't wanna use it until we know.
Until we know,
Yeah.
yeah.
we got a loaner up there and I wanna make sure it's a loaner, so we don't pay him,
Yeah,
you know.
I think it is.
Yeah, well, he said it was, I just
Oh.
confirmation.
On the garbage truck, have we made the final payment? on that?
No, it's
No.
not due till May.
Okay, cause before we do, I wanna have that appraised or whatever, of what it's a 2000
It's
You
3
ordered
years
it,
old.
What
you
year
ordered
is
it in
it?
21.
It's 3 years
okay,
old.
so it's a 2021.
It should be, that's when you
So whatever
ordered
the
it.
book value is of a 2021 garbage truck is what we're gonna pay for that.
Mhm.
It's used, it's old, it's not used, but it's,
It's not even made
It's
yet,
not new.
though, so do they consider it new if it's not made?
it's,
Chassis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Chassis, I thought they were.
The truck- shouldn't have to pay the full price.
It's a 2021.
we shouldn't end up paying full price because it's 3 years old when we get it.
You're
So
gonna have to
whatever
pay
the
for
book
it till you
value
get
is,
it, right?
whatever the blue book value of it is what we should pay, I believe, not the full
Yeah, but
price.
you've already signed a contract. Says
We
that,
haven't given the last payment yet.
yeah, you haven't, but
So
that contract says,
kind of,
Yeah, but that's one
We
thing
might be-
about, we learned a lot now on
We
this
might be
contract.
stuck with it.
Add a
you
little
may
bit
get
more,
paid the full price for
Add a little more
2021
now.
because you signed a contract.
yeah, we'll have to look into that and see if it's, we shouldn't, I don't feel we should have. to
I
pay
don't
full
feel you
price.
should have to. That's,
'Cause
Well,
it's
what
not
I
new.
definitely don't feel is that we should have to pay extra, like we paid on that other truck.
Right, yes.
Because we waited
Yeah.
over 2 years it paid.
Mhm.
Doesn't look like it, it just says, the budget must be adopted by November 20th and be recorded in the minutes of the town board, then becomes the annual budget of the town for the next fiscal years. It doesn't say, he's saying unless it's somewhere else,
Well, when I talked to Randy today, I know he's fine with it the way it is, and so
Yeah.
we all are.
Yeah.
Maybe we should wait till a regular meeting and finalize it? Or
It doesn't matter.
doesn't matter?
I know he's okay
Yeah,
with it.
Randy, I see him, you know, he's
Yeah,
Yeah, he said it.
He's good with it, he said, 'cause I got that same email you got.
okay.
good.
So then what do we need then? Just a motion to
Yeah.
approve, to adopt the budget?
I'll make the motion,
Okay.
bring it to the floor that we adopt.
I'll second.
Who seconded it?
Okay.
To adopt?
All in favor of having the modified preliminary become the adopted, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
And then I guess we'll close the public hearing. Right, we have to do that too.
now that you adopted the budget, it's a passed budget for 2024.
Yes. But we still, well, we did adopt it, so yeah, that's it.
I spoke to the guy at Mill River Lumber about the Harris house, and it's nothing he wants.
Oh,
Possibly the beams, he's more into the beams, said the outside character is,
yeah,
there's really no market for it.
and not only that, but
And
even the
it's- He said it
foundation.
would cost him more to tear it down and get rid of it than what it's worth to him.
Mhm.
And if you would floor
It will
beams-
cost a lot to take it down.
We should have took it down when we had access to our own C and D.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know, cause now we have to remove it too.
That was a bad
so
mistake.
we'll have to
Mhm.
look into other options, I guess.
Mhm. I know that the youth director was looking into grants to fix it, and I told her people have been down that road already, and she thinks she can get 75% of it covered, and I said, well, what about the other 25%, because we can't put town money into that building, it would have to be coming from donations, charitable,
It's-
whatever.
And the whole thing has gotta be torn down and foundation put underneath it.
Right.
Illegal, I mean, it's,
Well, when you have that rock, that kind of rock foundation, those rocks move over time, and
Oh, yeah.
even the barn's the same way. Yeah, and some people I know's houses are the same way, they have that, all
I
their
got
rocks
one
move.
like that.
Yeah.
It's coming down.
Yeah.
Where does the youth director think she can come up with 75% of what it would take?
Well,
to
she's been
restore?
looking for grants, and like
Does
grants
she
for
know that
playgrounds.
that's a $250,000 challenge?
Plus,
Yeah, I told her,
plus,
Plus.
plus,
Yeah.
I agree with
not only that, but then you got the asbestos and the lead,
yeah.
so when you go to take that down, and if, you can't just bulldoze it down, that has to be wet, contained, and
They
I mean,
did
it's a
check
big
into
job.
some of that, they had a person there and did find something.
I know Cedar.
Asbestos is removed from buildings every day of the week.
Yeah.
They went into the place that General Dollar was at, and within a day, they were in and out of the place.
Yeah, They did have a guy look at it, there was some minimal amount, like some of the floor tiles or something.
You can't use that for fire department training?
Ooh, that's
They
good.
used to,
Not
That's a good
anymore.
idea.
not anymore.
Not anymore, I was
Yeah.
told they won't do it anymore.
No, a controlled burn?
I asked him about my old home up there,
Yeah.
the old homestead. and
Well, I realize that there's asbestos in it, they won't touch it, but if you have the asbestos removed, it's a training.
Yeah,
Mm,
I mean, no one will touch it, they know there's asbestos in it,
yeah.
but they remove that every day.
No, they do, yeah. We'll figure something,
yeah.
they should soon.
Called the John Deere loader. It's
Mm.
called the John Deere loader.
Oh, yeah.
Couple of chainsaw holes
That's
inside of it.
It's a hazmat suit.
It won't take much with that foundation. for
No,
No.
once it's collapsed, you can take it out
Mhm.
by
Well, that's
hand.
what I figured, if it fell down,
Well,
it's getting wet, you know, that ridge cap's all filling up. It's been sitting there empty for, I don't know, a long time now.
seeing so we're just talking now at the meetings, I take it's over for the budget.
The public hearing is
Yeah.
over, yeah.
Then I guess that it probably should stop at
I did,
the budget. We're still talking about other things in town.
yeah.
But you were just talking about a playground. We've been
Mhm.
pushing for a playground forever. Or someone said,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have kids, so, but there should be a playground on town property as far as I'm concerned. Or is the event coordinator looking into using occupancy tax money for that?
I do have an email that I meant to show her yesterday when she was here that said that you could, and
Why
this
don't
year,
you?
and this year we did get 20,000 extra in off tax. You normally get 30, we got 50 this year. They did give extra, so there is money there for that, yeah. But she's,
Queensberry used $100,000 in Jenkinsville.
hmm,
Queensberry used $100,000 of occupancy tax money.
For
on
the playground?
Jenkinsville. Yeah,
really?
playground.
Wow, we don't have that much.
No, I'm not saying, but it can be used for
Yeah.
playground equipment.
Mm-hmm,
And if you got a playground, 9 months out of the year, you can use a playground.
yeah,
If you got an event coordinator with the stuff you're gonna put on the hill, somebody's gotta be there to get the stuff out of the youth building so you can use it. Playground's there all the time.
right,
It's much more useful. Tourists coming into town for short-term rentals can bring their kids to a playground, don't need to get into any of
right,
our youth stuff.
mm-hmm,
We should, I've never had kids, but I think there should be a playground on the property.
yeah, she is looking into that. Yeah,
You need to let her know she can use occupancy tax money for it.
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
yep. The grant she's looking at, it's paid 75%, we need 25%, so we have 20,000, that's a lot of money for
Pretty
the
much, I think quite a bit of equipment.
Yeah, yeah. So she
That'd
had,
be a good idea, it's good.
No, it just gets used
I'm
9
still,
months out
I'm
of the
still
year, not a
trying to
couple
get a
months.
figure how many children are in our town, I haven't come up with anything yet.
well, there was, at the Youth Fun Day, there was quite a bit of kids up there, and then, just at the Halloween party, there was probably close to 40 kids there.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
It's coming back,
Coming back.
and she's active, we
I
have,
know for a few years, it wouldn't.
I know, but we didn't have anybody really doing stuff with them to play outside, and she
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
And on November 18th, next Saturday, like 2 Saturdays, there's gonna be a Thanksgiving party here for the kids. And she's really active and planning a lot of things.
Do you know what percentage of the town's between 40 and 80, and what percentage is between 1 and 40?
No, I don't.
I've been trying
Take
to
a
find.
guess, 75, 25,
Yeah, I've been trying
for
to
40
find.
and above.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
The Journal had a write-up about Johnsburg or Warrensburg's gonna give their senior citizens 65 and above a 50% cut in their town taxes.
That's for real? Wow.
Something we can do.
I'd vote for that. I'll be 65 in March, I'll vote for that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can afford to do that, but yeah.
Well, if we go to 100% assessment, you could afford to do that easily.
Mm,
We're at 72 now, and we haven't had a revale since
right.
That's-
2006.
That's, I've heard that from a lot of people. Down the road, it's gonna have to be addressed.
It
We're
costs a lot
selling
to
$500,000,
live.
$600,000, $700,000 houses that are still assessed for $200,000,
I know.
$300,000. When I moved here, I was told my assessment would be $112,000. I closed in February and was assessed for $150 that I paid for it less than 3 weeks after I closed it.
Wow.
And here, these places are selling for $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, and they're still assessed for, I was assessed for
That-
exact 100% of what I paid for.
I hear that from a lot of people.
Mhm.
We've been working on it, it will be next year.
Yeah, I was thinking, we have
Yeah.
those 3 big payments every year. 2024 is the final year for the 3 of them. That will free up money that we could use to get a reevaluation.
What's it cost to do a revaluation?
I would think ours would be between probably $60,000 to $80,000.
That much?
They go to every house. They have to take pictures of every house.
There's a picture of every house online.
Online, yeah, some.
I
I
mean,
don't know, that's what I know.
your
they do.
assessment, on your assessment roll, it tells you what you're assessed for at 72% that we're assessed for.
Mhm.
Right next to it, it tells what that home's worth for 100% of market value.
It does tell
It's a-
you that, I don't
It's
understand.
already 100% assessed, so how
Yeah,
can it cost $60,000 to $80,000 to take the 72% rate of your home off the assessment and leave the 100%, because that is 100% assessment.
actually, I think some of the reports even tell you what the 100% is. I don't understand why they don't just.
When I bought my house, he didn't come out and take no pictures, and he 100% assessed me,
Yeah.
so I don't know. It isn't like he's gonna go to every property in town and walk the property, he already has all the property information you need. It's just, I see all these the homes that are selling for a lot more than they're assessed for.
Yeah, they are, yeah. I
That's
see
the
it too.
biggest complaint that I've been.
Yeah,
Ben Michael, they assessed me for waterfront property, they assessed you for waterfront property once.
We took it off though.
No, they took the W off, they didn't take the assessment off.
They did take,
For you,
what waterfront do I have?
same waterfront I had.
Where's the
Patterson
waterfront? That wasn't them though, that
I
was
got
before
that
them.
too, that's when
Before
Patterson Crook started.
That wasn't Tuck, it was before Tuck.
No, that was
But
tough.
they changed it, that was,
No, they took the W off of your assessment, but the waterfront assessment's still there, they assessed me for $7,000.
I still
More on
get,
my assessment for waterfront.
I still
Do you
get
look-
magazines for docks. I do,
really?
you know where I live, where's the waterfront?
That-
Well,
Now we got
that's
ponds.
what
He's on Patterson Brook too?
Yeah.
That's on
I go
Patterson
right
Brook.
through most of my property, Patterson Brook crosses.
That's
I
where
got
I'm
a
on,
big-
but you can't see it.
Say no, but you can on mine.
Yeah.
It takes up 3/4 of my property, I have a lot of road frontage in it.
And my property line's the center of the brook.
Years ago, that used to be
Really?
just a brook, now it's a big beaver pond, all the way
Oh.
to Bear Pond. That's,
But I can't, in the summertime, you know as well as I do, you can't put a canoe, you can barely get your feet wet in the brook, and I got waterfront property. I mean, I argued this with Sue and Tuck forever.
we do get that complaint, we.
Yeah, some of them, it dries up, you won't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can walk across it right now,
Yeah.
certain spots,
Yeah.
without getting your feet wet,
Mhm.
rock to rock.
It's
I just,
changed a lot.
Yeah.
if we're gonna go 100%, that's just a huge amount of money into the town. You know, to run the town, the
Mhm.
assessments, if they go to 100%, not that anybody's gonna like it, but let's be fair with everybody.
It would be fair, that would be the.
That's the fair.
That would be
problem.
fair.
You're right, it's a fair spot, yeah. We will do whatever is accessible by the law, how's that sound? Whatever is in our power that we can do. That makes sense.
No, I definitely wanna do it, cause we can't we're the lowest in the county right now. Our assessed value is the lowest. But then other towns like Johnsburg and them, they did their reevaluation, they're already lower than 100 because it's going up so fast. You know, the price values are going up.
You're gonna keep going up.
Yeah.
You're not good. Doug knows as well as anybody. You're not building anything any cheaper. The lumber's staying high,
Yeah,
property's high,
yeah.
concrete's high.
Everything is out there.
Yeah, there's that 1 acre on Smith Street, I looked at it, it's 1 acre, that's like a little garage, like a little shed on it, and they want 69,000.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah, and what happens there, cause you supposedly can't build on 1 acre, so, is it just,
yeah. It might have been grandfathered
Yeah,
in
there
before
might have
that
been
law
something
went
there.
in.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was a lot that were. They
It
were
was
put-
Volpius bought it off of, I
It-
believe,
That could be, I don't know the situation, but I do know some that were put in before APA came into effect, 1 acre lots, and they're still grandfathered.
If there was a building on it, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if there was, yeah.
Mhm.
There's a few out there.
Thanks for coming, you're like the only resident who
Yeah.
bothers to show up.
Okay.
Well, I wish I were born, there used to be 20 or 30 people sitting here all the time.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Did you run for office?
Not gonna happen.
You
I'm retired, I just like,
sit up here next to me.
We were all retired
I
at one
like-
time.
Yeah.
I like my driveway with the gate on just fine.
Sit up here next to me.
If you come through the gate, then we might have problems.
Well, is there anything else? you
No, not me, it's Doug's turn.
Motion,
Okay,
Doug?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it this time, Cynthia.
Okay.
He's not here, I'm gonna second.
Yeah,
Alright, got it.
alright, we're adjourned.
Good, I have to go do my next job. I'm gonna go do maple candy.
Oh, you're doing maple?
Yeah, I gotta do one of my steps.
Thank you.
Bye, Ron.
Bye.
Bye, Brian.
I guess I made too many budgets, but now this is the adopted, well, no, it isn't, because you have to add the line.
Okay,
I think it's next week.
yep, it is,
Thursday.
next week. Well, now you have enough to fill out, and all you gotta do is the cover sheet, and I'll bring it to the county.
No, because you gotta put the adopted line in.
Oh, I have to change the
I
word.
just printed all that paper and it's away, so I'll be able
The
to.
thing is still on.
Give it to Sue, she'll use it for notepad.
Yeah, scrap it.
15, 20 people.
Nobody,
You guys have a good night.
maybe that.
Yeah, Doug.
Yeah, I just gotta change the heading to adopted, and,
Yeah.
Thanks for taking care of that application too.
oh yeah, no problem.
But I can do that stuff if we get our thing in.
We'll get to that, slowly but surely, we're moving forward.
See you later, Doc.
Hey, take some of that stuff, you wanna look at the preschool?
Have a good night.
The house is coming along, he's gonna be digging a trench for the water lines on Saturday, and, tomorrow he's going to get a big truck that is somewhere 3 hours away in Vermont. It's, like a big flatbed type thing with side rails, I don't